Tonight, pasensya na kayo, may disclaimer na ako, yung jet lag ako. Well, I was away for some time and it's really nice to come back to an event such as this. And I usually don't read, from my cue card. I'm just really overwhelmed because it's been 10 years. And this is another milestone for me, not just for me, but for our foundation, my family, who's been behind the foundation, with the trust of course, giving good education, giving a lot of children the chance to have a better life, a brighter life through education. So I was tasked to talk about the history of Sunpiology. Well, I'm so full. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to start, how to just expound on certain things. But it's been one hell of a ride from the time that we started. Siguro from 10 years ago when they approached me as a donor, they wanted to donate sa Hebreo Foundation. Mr. Don Pehi here approached my mom. It was my mom or my sister? My mom, no? Because he wanted to give money from Sunlight to the foundation for the kids' scholarship. And since then, parang these guys don't run out of brilliant ideas. So I'm just really in awe, of the things that they've been doing through the years. So because of their brilliance, with their creative minds, we came up with this, Sunpiology, starting off with an exhibit. So since I'm from the arts, and they saw my inclination towards photography, we decided to partner up for an exhibit. It was of course for a cause. I had a photography exhibit and we auctioned off 12 of my, was it 12? 12 months, 12 photos, and it was a success. So that was the first year, and of course the proceeds went to the foundation, in turn went to the scholarship of the kids. Because of that, nagkaroon ng, we were able to acquire more students. I started with my high school. Just a brief background of my foundation. I was asked by my high school, if I could sponsor some kids who couldn't afford to go to school. So, and they got wind of it, and because of the first event, the Sunpiology art exhibit, photography exhibit, we were able to send more kids to school, obviously because of their help and support. So that was the first year. And now, it's saan ako susunod ba? Fast forward, dito na fast forward 10 years after. 10 years, it gave birth to a partnership with Star Magic. The Star Magic Gives Back concert. Since like what I said, they are so creative. So since Star Magic needed a sponsor to do the event for our sports program, Sun Life took over, and with that I think that was about 5 years that Sun Life partnered up with Star Magic for not just the run, but the Star Magic Gives Back concert. Ito yung pinuntahan, pinipresent namin every year after the run. May performance, of course, from the artists as well. Aside from all the winners, aside from all the raffle prizes, we were able to also give an entertainment after the race. And it ran for a couple of years. And not just that, I did another exhibit with them, another photography exhibit that coincided again with another run. The gave birth to Sunpiology run. Sunpiology run, I don't know, ilan years yung run natin? 8 years? No, just the run. 8 years. And then we did another, what do you call this? The planner. We came up with a planner. And of course, all the proceeds went to the foundation as well. With the Star Magic Gives Back concert, we were able to raise more funds. Ergo, we were able to help other groups, such as the Diabetes Institution for Diabetes and the Nerdorf Piolo Foundation, and the Star Magic Scholars as well. So with the help of our Star Magic talents, our friends from Star Magic, until now, like last year, when we kicked off with 2 events, not just the run, but the bike course. We were joined by other fellow Star Magic artists. This is Jay, Gerald, and of course with another fellow ambassador, Mateo. So it's become more like not just a sporting event, but a family event. So the community has been growing steadily, and now that we are pushing for our 10th year, we have, of course, another name for this event, which we call Sunpiology Trio. Nakita naman natin, yeah? You know, meron pang, it stands for something else. But yeah, so we're gonna kick it off with the Sunlight Cycle TH, which was, as mentioned before, November 17th. And then the run, which will happen on January 26th, Sunlight Resolution Run. And also on January 26th, this time around, it's not just badminton. There will be a volleyball event, then a basketball as well. Again, to be joined by our fellow Star Match artists as well. And it's gonna be streamed live over the social media pages of Sunlight. All right. Just like what I said, that you know, Sunpiology is more than an exhibit or a sporting event. It's turned out into a tradition of giving back. Since we all started 10 years ago, you know, having the idea of giving back to the community, paying it forward. Now we're pushing for 10 years, and yet we're still growing as a community. We've become a wellness brand. We have Enchong Lee as another ambassador, and our presence is really felt at the Ironman in Cebu. Thanks, Miss Princess, for that. And you know, now we have another flagship event which will happen in April for the 5150 happening in Cebu. And yes, as well, I'd like to make a special mention, since the run has really grown through the years, we've also grown regional. So Sunlight in other countries has copied us. So 5 countries copied us for the resolution run, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to attend one race which will happen in Jakarta, Indonesia in January, right? Okay, so, alright, so, hirap magbasa ng cue card. Now, so from education, as I've said, we are supporting health and wellness, ergo the raising of diabetes awareness, and yes, so, no, I think our 10th year is a perfect time to reflect on how we have helped our kids. And since, you know, it's been 10 years, so you can just imagine we have kids that have graduated already, all the way from grade school to college, and they're now working. So every year during the resolution run, they come to support the event, and they go home really happy. We take them, you know, by a bus because they live in an indigent community. So we bring them over just to celebrate them and make them feel that they're really important. And of course, to be able to be given that chance and that limelight, you know, it gives them the boost, and you know, to encourage them to just really not give up on studies. All right, so what else? Through your help, of course, I hope we'll be able to send more kids to school through the awareness of diabetes. And yeah, so, you know, wow, this time around, I guess I will have to ask everyone to please stand as we toast to 10 years of success with Sunlight and Sunpiology. Okay? Right. Dito na sila kaya. Miss Maylene, you want to join me on stage, please?